Alright, mate, the floor's all yours. I'm not paying you for this. You're telling your story, so they bought my beer.
Yes, I know. Hello, and welcome back to the Bard's Table. I'm Dan Keener, your 11,372nd favorite voice actor, and this is the place where I tell you stories about my Dungeons & Dragons games. Today's story is one that is both hilarious and a bit sad, as it's the recounting of how I killed not one, but two Aasimar characters that I was playing over the course of 2 sessions. Now, where do we start? No, I have an idea where that is. We'll start with Laertes, who was the first to try and the first to die. You see, me and one of my players from when I DM are working with yet another player, and he is DMing this campaign. He also DM'd my second ever 5e campaign, so that's pretty cool. Anyway, he's playing a human fighter. I start out playing an Aasimar paladin. His name was Laertes, because I name all of my Aasimars after Greek heroes or mythological Greek figures, that type of stuff. And we were level 2, heading down into the cave of Yargerit, which was this weird, pseudo-underground kobold village, on our way to a set of ruins to the north, where there was this infestation of these burning zombies and other undead that were called the Blasted, and it was intimidating and frightening. Now, a little story on Laertes. Laertes was this very well-wishing, neutral, good Aasimar paladin. Some stuff happened in his past that led him on this path, but that's not important to the story, because he's dead now. Anyway, we were in Yargerit, just preparing for the next, I believe it's 40 days to get to Garrick Ruins from Yargerit off the top of my head. And we were preparing for that, and we heard of the Kobold Chieftain's son heading off to this place that they're not allowed to go, where there's this creature called Big Green. Now, in this world, dragons are rare, giants are rare, and magic only goes up to 5th level. So we were very cautious. The idea of something being called Big Green, especially as level 2 characters, is a bit frightening. But we decided to check it out, especially since Laertes wasn't going to let some little kobold dude die.
It just wasn't in my nature. I refuse to let innocent people die.
More or less is his mindset. So, Joe, or Skarner, or Joe Skarner, whatever Andre wishes his character be called, and Laertes head down to this spring. There we find Creve, who is the kobold child. He's a sorcerer, we come to find out. We spend a little time talking,
and Laertes is always out trying to prove himself. So he gets down with Creve on his level and gives him a bit of a, look, I understand that you want your father's recognition, but there's no sense throwing your life away. However, if we can kill this Big Green, you'll get the respect that you deserve.
And with that in mind, we waited, and waited, and waited. Then, sploosh! From the waves, a giant crocodile rises. And immediately, as a DM, my alarm went off. Holy crap, probably should run away from this. But I'm a player here, and
Laertes doesn't back down from a fight, even one he knows would be hard to win.
So, fortunately, we're level 2, so I get a Divine Smite off. Joe gets a few shots off. Guns are popular in the world, but not overly popular, and we're too low to have subclasses, so he's not quite a gunslinger. Anyway, we get a few shots off, we get our pot shots in, things still standing, and then it happens. As we're fighting it, it makes a tail attack against Laertes. That tail attack was a critical hit, and in our game, a critical hit is crunchy, which means that you double the dice and maximize the damage. 37. 37 is the maximum damage on a giant crocodile's tail attack. Laertes had 22 hit points. So, and also, we homebrew that if you take more damage than your max HP and half, you don't get that saving throws. That's critical massive damage. So, whack. Laertes dies. Flat out. Joe comes in clutch, puts a bullet between the crocodile's eyes, all is right with the world. Joe gathers his things, they get Laertes' body out of this underground lake, and they send him back to his hometown. Via a teleportation circle. And teleportation circles in this world work a bit differently than on other worlds. You see, it takes something from here and moves to the other circle, but whatever's in the other circle gets moved to where the first circle was. So it just so happened my second character, which was made hastily after that session, Media, who was a female Aasimar, who was really excitable and just on the run for reasons. I don't want to tell you what they are because I didn't really do them. People just got the wrong idea. And anyway, she got woofed to Yargerit via this teleportation. A bit confused, she stumbled out into the streets and she met up with Skarner. She and Skarner talked. And thankfully, I was not in the mood to play this. Well, I don't want to help you. So Joe and Media headed northwards to face this horde of shambling, burning undead. Really wish I had Laertes for that. You see, she was level 3, or level 4. I think we were level 4 then. And we went up, because, again, that fight against Crocodile really boosted Joe's experience, and I had to build a character on that level. Anyway, we made it all the way north, and we fought our way through these burning zombies, and these undead, and these shadows. If it wasn't for the shadows, Media probably wouldn't have died. So, things are looking a bit grim as 2 Deathlocks, yes, 2 of them, they were the big bads of this town. They were the ones doing the things with the burning, blasted husks of undead. Media does what she can, kills the zombie, Dissonant Whispers one of the Deathlocks. The next turn rolls around. I am too far away to do much of anything else because the Deathlocks moved away. So I used the angel power, and I transformed, and I flew into the air because I was a protector Aasimar, and I was ready to go strike them down, and my turn ended. And Crunchy Crits come back to hurt again, because she took a lot of damage, and she was a bit beat up before. Critical Eldritch Blast from the Deathlock. And bet you can't guess. Max damage, twice. Crunchy Crits. Splat. Dead as a doornail. Once again, Skarner had to pull through and save the day. In short, that's how I killed 2 Aasimars. Maybe being a bit too aggressive, maybe not healing enough, but sometimes, if it's what your character would do, you end up in situations where you don't have a character anymore. Just a friendly reminder for all of you players out there. And I hope to share some more stories about our campaign in Mainline pretty soon, because I'm playing a Goliath now. He's pretty rad. Without further ado, though, I wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And if you don't see me before then, enjoy your New Year's celebrations and stay safe.